Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, very good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio. Thank you for those watching on YouTube or listening on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. We greatly appreciate it. Matt Iwanyk with you here today on the Hangout, joined by Lieutenant Eric and Wil Fraser.
Yeah, dream team.
Dream team.
Everyone was busy.
You generally get these two on the morning show. We'll bring them in on the Hangout together.
Yeah.
Boys, thank you very much for doing this. It's great seeing you both.
Thank you.
Agony and ecstasy, sitting side by side.
Why is he agony?
We had identical NFL weekends.
Oh, yeah.
With completely opposite reactions to them.
Bears,
Bills. Right? Like identical.
Well, hey, congratulations on your Packers win. I mean, that was the one.
We talked about
already
that,
had
right?
it.
Like when I was guest hosting with Eric, we talked about like leading into the playoffs because it looked like it could work out that the Bears would have to face the Packers, and I told him then and there, that's the Super Bowl. I don't care if they do anything else after that.
In fact, you just knock out the Packers.
In fact, I almost wish they don't. I hope it just ends right then and there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that's how the Cinderella season ended, in perfection, really. Because let's face facts, whoever goes into Seattle is going to get their head caved in. Like,
I'm not so sure. The Rams.
I don't mind the Rams.
Well, I will just. There was the Thursday nighter. I'm pretty sure it was the Thursday nighter where the Rams went into Seattle, had a huge lead, and then Seattle came back and got the victory in overtime and stuff. That if there is a team that maybe can go and do it,
the Rams needed
the Rams there.
overtime against that Bears defense.
Yeah, but maybe
the weather.
weather.
Ooh, the weather.
I don't know.
I don't think the weather in Seattle is going to be that much better.
Stafford had to wear a scuba suit. Well, no, but it's the Pacific Northwest, so it's a little more like chill, you know? It's not that lakefront.
What? It was awesome, honestly. Like, and then
You would have, after that win, you would have said, you're under that. No.
yeah.
Like,
What's incredible to me is that, like, just how similar the two games were. Right? Like, your quarterback
well, bookended overtime.
has
nice.
its incredible moment to force overtime. And in the end, the head coach gets fired and everyone's looking around going, what is this team even doing? My team, to me, it's a contrast between the best quarterback in the NFL and the most exciting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the degree of expectations that go along with those titles.
I think you got a hell of a coach, too.
Yeah, but so did you.
Oh, no, I know we did.
Like what's crazy to me is they fire the coach, but the GM who put the team together and didn't give any didn't.
Well, he got promoted.
Yeah,
He got a promotion.
Like, that's crazy.
That's where I look at yesterday. I could understand. I'm not the biggest Sean McDermott guy. I think that actually the numbers have shown if you don't win in the first 5 years with your head coach, you aren't going to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like it's very rare to do it after 5
Right.
years. But you can't, like, of all the years that the Bills have fallen, this is the 1 year you could go wasn't coaching.
No.
Yeah.
Like there were last year you could have been like coaching. Other years you could have went coach. This year you could have, when they lost, you look at that playoff game, you probably should get rid of the GM too. And the fear I would have is, are the Bills going to be the Bills again? But the old Bills.
Listen, I
Dysfunctional because you're keeping probably the wrong person around.
Well, the timing of it, too, now is...
He did an admiral job too.
Admiral. Yeah. Their press release. Instead of
was thinking-
admirably, it was he did an admiral's job.
oh man, ChatGPT is just not on.
Well,
par, hey?
sometimes. They took out the dashes, though, which was nice.
It's right because
It's a nice
Klaus and I
touch.
were texting today 'cause-
ChatGPT, write me a press release on firing our head coach.
Well, Live Golf had a ChatGPT AI type press release where they got person wrong in a press release, and they were called somebody else, Cam Smith, and but Sean McDermott did an admiral job. Let's always remember he was an admiral for the team.
Admiral McDermott, we
He was
salute
great.
you. Yeah.
And then the Bears, but the Bears have a feel like they will be one of the teams the most fascinating to watch next season. Because are they the one-off that we sometimes see, or are they more like the Commanders from this past year, where a lot of hope, a lot of expectation, stumble?
Yeah.
Who will the Chicago Bears be?
Well,
Who is Caleb Williams?
They have. I mean, they're not Jerry Jones-esque level of incompetency at ownership, but they are approaching it. And so as a Bears fan, that's what I'm always absolutely petrified of.
They might be going to the state of football right away in Indiana.
Yeah, well, this is just it. Like, honestly, like, as crazy as it sounds, just as they're getting good, I might not be a Bears fan anymore. Like, if they do that, like, screw off. Like it's.
I like you jumping ship as they get like.
Well, this is just it.
But based on.
Well, they've left the city, you know.
No, I know. Yeah,
Well, to
you
me,
have full right to do it.
To me, there's a gold standard out there. It's the Chicago Cubs, who have played at Wrigley Field for forever.
Yeah.
And when they needed a better stadium, they built one at Wrigley Field. They literally excavated underneath it while games were being played. They did everything necessary to keep that neighborhood what it was.
Red Sox with Fenway.
Red Sox with Fenway. Exactly. And this NFL model, your Bears are the other example.
I don't like it. I hate it.
Like,
Do you?
The fact that
What do you hate?
50% of their
Oh, that it's just a new stadium?
Yeah.
not only that, but over 50% of their season ticket base is gone.
Yeah. Well, that's because they added that season seat registry and all that.
To
or
do
season
that
seat
to
licensing.
your loyalist fans, the ones who have actually shelled out the money and
In a rabid
showed
market.
up in a rabid market, like I at some point you got to say, no, I'm out. And for me, leaving downtown Chicago, leaving Soldier Field. I mean, the fact that it's called Soldier Field, for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, and if anyone has not had the chance, like, go to Chicago and experience what Soldier Field is like. What's great about it, and this is what Chicago, the Bears ownership hates, is they can't monetize tailgating because it's in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And everyone takes public transit
Oh.
to go to the football game. And how are you supposed to monetize public transit when the city builds proper public transit?
What a
And
headache.
So, exactly, right? Like, and so they want to move out into the burbs where they can control like a square mile of property and build up everything around it. And it's gross. It is not how you treat historic franchises. And that's a historic franchise. So that's going to be a real bummer.
NFL owners can get away with whatever they want.
Right.
Because they have we'll just move. We'll take this somewhere else for the most part. Like the Kansas City, we're seeing them move.
Yeah.
San Francisco is playing in Santa Clara, really.
Another iconic stadium as well.
For Arrowhead?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the shapes and the designs of these things
Yeah.
are all very unique.
Another iconic stadium.
But
and it's
now
just
we're
like-
going to. They all look the same.
I know, and it's
It's
terrible.
Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. It'll be look the same as the Bears. Will look
terrible.
the same as the Broncos. They all look the same.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're all going indoors. I don't even know how much retractable roofs are fully going.
It's because the NFL won, right? LA was their hill to die on, right? They had their LA teams. LA balked at having to build a new stadium because they thought their stadium was just fine, which it was. It can host Olympics. It can host football games. They end up leaving, and LA spends the next, 25 years basically groveling to get a football team back.
Oh, they were not groveling.
Well,
That city, like
the business community of LA.
If you go to that city during that when they didn't have enough
You're
US
right.
people, they'd be like, "We don't care. We
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the Trojans. We got the Bruins.
Yeah.
We don't need this."
You're right. The civic governance of LA was not
Yes.
groveling, but the corporate community was for 25 years, and then they finally built billions dollars worth of stadium.
But that was all Stan Kroenke's money. I don't think there was really any public money in
No,
that
there
one.
wasn't. But
So, I will respect any owner, even though I don't respect the owner themselves
Yeah.
necessarily. I'll respect when you're going to buck up yourself. I think Robert Kraft built Kraft Stadium or Gillette Stadium all by himself.
Yeah.
Denver is paying for it, I think, all themselves out in Denver. I respect those ones that also sit there and go, we are billionaires. We can afford to build our own
now,
stadium.
is it doing it themselves, or are they getting sweetheart deals on the land on all the taxation?
Oh, doing
around
it themselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean,
You
there's
want to know
not a.
something? If I could live with the city going, we'll give you deals on the land and the taxes if you're going to buck up the $4 billion to build the entire stadium yourself.
Yeah, see, I disagree. I just look at it like, unless you are significantly
They're never doing it the full.
improving the lives of the people who live in the city, you shouldn't be getting any more of a
Anything.
sweetheart deal than
fair.
any other business owner in that city gets.
That's fair.
Right? Like,
But the problem is that, well, then they'll just, we'll leave. We'll just leave town and we'll be Chicago.
Yeah.
We're going to go to another state.
Yeah.
You could all people from Chicago still come to these games.
Yeah.
But now they're getting all the money on those 8 Sundays a year, whatever it works out to be.
Except no one gets money other than the owners and the players. Right? Like there is no revenue to be generated.
The hotels and all that.
The restaurants,
or the restaurants,
the
all
cafes.
those things. Indiana's going to get all that money now and not the city of Chicago on those game days.
That's fine. I would guarantee that is not a real drain on your city's coffers, right? Like this is especially a city like Chicago that has enough going on.
Yeah.
Right? The
That's
10 dates a year that they get from football, I'm sure they can.
But to wherever they're going
supplant
in
that.
Indiana, that's huge for them.
They will think that.
Yeah, well, right. But for them, people are going to come here and flock here from September through to hopefully through January, and they're going to flock to come to Bears games.
Do a
in
little
our
shopping.
State.
Right?
Hit mom
Who
and
doesn't
pop
want to
shop,
go to, right? Yeah.
hit the diner, local diner, have a great time.
Yeah, yeah.
Where in Indiana do they want to go to?
Yeah,
Anyways,
except
I don't even
that this
remember.
is just not the case anymore.
No, I know.
Right? Like these, especially the NFL, has priced itself out of mom and pop. Right? Like it is rich people and only rich people.
Yeah, they ain't
but
going
it's one of
thrifting.
those like I'm going like Will's gonna go to a Bears game this year or next year, and you're gonna hit Indiana, and on that Saturday when you get there, you're like, what am I gonna go eat? And you might hit that mom and pop shop for a bite.
Yeah, that's mom and pa are not. Their business is not surviving on that.
Stan's delicatessen is just, yeah.
That is, it's not really moving the needle for mom and pop. Like the people who benefit from these things are private airports within vicinity of the stadium.
That's true.
That's who benefits from it, right? Like the guy who sells the jet fuel for the 20 private jets that fly in for.
See, but then he's making more money and he goes and dines at the mom and pop.
Oh,
There you go.
I see what you're saying.
It's trickle
The
down.
pilots.
Yeah.
The pilot's got to go eat something.
Pilot's got to eat.
Pilots don't get to eat on what's on the plane. You're sad about the Bills' new stadium because by all accounts, it does look like they've tried to keep a home field advantage from a football perspective, not the crowd perspective.
I'm singing from the same. Again, to bring up soccer, albeit briefly, Liverpool and Anfield. There were dreams about building a new Galactico spaceship, that type of thing, when Hicks and Gillette owned the club. And I mean, you do that and you sacrifice the vibe. And I just think with old Ralph Wilson or Highmark, whatever you want to call it, it is uniquely shaped. It's uniquely built. It's got a lot of character. It's got a lot of. I've always said too. You go see, especially a football game outdoors in that climate. I don't want a Taj Mahal.
No,
I want a slab of concrete where it's dirty, it's grimy, and it's and you go and you watch it. Now look, it's going to be nice. It's going to be great. It's going to be new. It's going to be awesome. But you do lose something that you can't buy back or get back. I believe. Prove me wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope the vibes are immaculate. I hope everything kind of translates as much as it can. But you do lose something that you can't build back or buy back.
That's why I do love the Rose Bowl. The actual stadium itself, it's
unique.
It is. They haven't added these massive suites. They haven't taken out seats to put in a row of suites somewhere else. They have the concessions that you need for your food and drinks. You're there to watch football, though. You're not there for anything else.
No.
They're not making sure that you're.
If I want a spa day, I'll go to a.
They're not making sure you're nice and comfortable entirely, and you have every option available to you because you want to know something. I actually really want a little bit of sushi with this. Like they have good food options and all that. But that, like, here's your food and drinks. Here's your seat. There's football. Do you want anything else? Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
How much did the facelift at Rogers cost at Skydome? Was that $300 million?
Oh, that's a good question. I could look it up here quickly.
I feel like I heard somewhere around $300 million.
Sounds about right.
Either way, that's what, a tenth
Rogers Arena
of what a new
Rogers
stadium of that size would cost.
What's it called? Rogers
Place or
Rogers Center.
Rogers Center.
That's what it is.
But the locale of it as well,
right?
And you mentioned to Chicago.
Like it's
around 400 million.
Yeah. How many cities need to look at that the next time a billionaire owner comes and says, I need something new? How many of them need to be like, actually, I've got a contractor's phone number right here. I think we can do it for 1/10 of the cost.
Well, but for in the States, it's much different down there because you just think of certain teams. Braves moved the stadiums to old Turner Field wasn't that old.
Yeah.
When they moved stadiums. The Rangers moved stadiums. The old park in Arlington wasn't that old.
No, you're right.
It's constant. You're looking at all these teams are moving or trying to move, and you're like, the place you're in is like not even 30 years.
It does. It feels like a real estate scam.
Why
Right?
aren't you just renovating this? Why aren't you just putting some money into this? Because it's a fantastic. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Or what is your build quality like that it's wearing out in 20 years' time?
Well, that. It's like, how did you screw this up a number of years ago? And there was another one that's, I think maybe it's not the Browns. It might be the Browns. Their stadium, like they're going to a new stadium, looks like a convention center. But I don't think their stadium is even that old, like in terms of, it opened in 1999. Yeah. Like we're not even coming up on 30 years and they're building the next stadium as opposed to how do we go fix this?
How do we extend the life? Yeah.
And the funny part of like that stadium will close and barring some change in the next couple seasons that none of us are foreseeing, that stadium will have never seen an NFL playoff game.
Yeah.
Like one of the few NFL stadiums that has never hosted a single NFL playoff game, and you're just going to start a new place. Maybe that's one reason they're doing it. Is
it's the one market you can maybe say, hey,
it
hasn't quite worked in.
It's the witchcraft type thing.
Yeah,
maybe
gotta get rid of this.
Maybe that's what's going on in the NFL as well. Is that because of the neutral site Super Bowl? Because of the fact that it always has to be at the very least in a domed stadium, but
it's got to be very nice,
a warm climate.
Yeah. It was very rare. They went and did a special one in New York the year
that you just
Broncos
don't have the same love of place like you do in EPL, for example, right? Like there is something to be said for cherishing a place where a great thing took place in, right?
Yeah,
and so maybe that's part of it in the NFL is that the fan bases themselves don't sit around like Lambeau Field is Lambeau Field. You can't touch Lambeau Field because great things happened on Lambeau Field, right? Whereas, well, you just mentioned it for the Browns. Nothing's happened there. We can burn this place down. No one will even notice.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's part of it.
It's funny to bring up though, like the Super Bowl's played now. Like it's just a rotation that we have of certain places. There's a want from a lot of college football fans. Like next year, the final for the college football is going to be like January 25th or something like that. There's going to be a 2-week break, I think, between quarterfinals and semis or something. It's ridiculous largely. But people are like, why is a national championship game not just at the Rose Bowl? Like, let's just go to a point where let's start the season in the beginning of August. January 1st, Rose Bowl, every year is national championship. And I think fans across college football would love that.
Okay.
But the money, we don't get a bidding process anymore.
Do you see how much money they made this month, man?
And we don't get like Miami and New Orleans and all these. They're not going to bid anymore. Well, we can't just go to the Rose Bowl. But I think college football fans would say, like, but the Rose Bowl hosted everything. Why don't we just bring the national championship back there every single year? We know where we're going. We know where it's going to be. It's a historic venue. Has all the history. Like, yes.
Yeah, except you'd have 49 other states being like, I think California's got enough, right? Like, I think they would be annoyed that their fan base.
It's the cathedral.
I agree, man. I think it's incredible, like the look of it.
I do also wish the Super Bowl though moved to cold climates. Like I get the idea of it's your biggest spectacle. You want to control it as much as you can.
You speak as a fan.
I know that this whole conversation is from the heart here.
You speak as a fan.
I know.
I agree with you, but
I still think that the Super Bowl is held to determine who the best football team is.
There's a difference between.
It's not about that, man.
No. There's a difference between I know why it's happening and what I still want.
Yes.
Would love.
Yeah.
And I know what I want and love is never going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's funny to me that the AFC NFC champion could be determined by weather.
Yeah.
That we're going to Seattle. We're going to Denver.
Yeah.
They're not exactly the warmest climates.
Yeah.
And it could determine whether you're going to the Super Bowl, but then the NFL will sit there and be like, but we don't want this weather to determine who's the champion.
Yeah.
But you're determining who's getting to the Super Bowl via weather.
That's what a college football playoff as well. They were hosting it in home team stadiums, which at the time, weather could have been a question as well for a certain couple of those markets.
Everything.
Yeah.
This is why the other sports that have all-star games need to keep their all-star games. Because if you don't keep your all-star game, your league will ruin your championship. By making it all about paying off their corporate sponsors. Because that's what the Super Bowl is. Yeah. Super Bowl is not about the fans.
No.
It is about, It is about the culmination of all the owners and all the owners' friends and everybody getting together and having a big party.
Yeah.
And listen, good on them, but
circle jerk.
we just need to relinquish the idea that it has anything to do with us.
Oh, it has
as
to-
fans.
No,
It does,
you know that.
It has
Yeah, and
nothing
we
to
can
do with
still
us.
dream.
And that's why all-star games are great.
Yeah.
And why, once again, we as fans have to relinquish any idea that this is supposed to be anything more than an ownership party.
You will never get into the Super Bowl at a good price.
Right.
Like to a soccer model at the very least. If anything,
like
the team should have a cheap amount of tickets
the Super
that they
Bowl
sell
is-
to their support, like
it's
their
all
most
about the
highest
parties
fans, so
in
that
and
they could
around.
come and help their team win that. But it's like, I'll say this, at least for college football, it was still like they had, so one half of the stadium was not for sale. That like I think that's corporates.
Oh, yeah.
the different ones. But the other side of the stadium, the way it was sold was this half was given to Miami, this half was given to Indiana.
Yeah.
Go sell your tickets how you wish.
Yeah.
Fill it out as you wish. And when you look at the crowds, you see the colors, you see green, you see red.
Oh,
That's what I wish the Super Bowl somehow got to. So that Seahawks versus the Patriots, and the colors might be a little weird, but you saw the green versus the blue, and he's like, okay, well, there's the Patriots fans and there's the Seahawks fans.
Not just
and we know,
lanyards.
not just, we know there's celebs there, and we know that's rich people and billionaires.
Yeah.
Are there any real fans at this game?
Yeah. No, like,
but I know I'm not
like
getting
there was heartbreak in the stands yesterday. Right? Whereas in the Super Bowl, all they can do is find Taylor Swift.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, she's got a sad face. We'll
Neutral
do a close-up
clothing,
on her.
lots of lanyards, and people waving at the camera.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You could
Glad
just
it's
one
done.
could dream.
Congratulations, Hoosiers.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition.
People are
Canadian
wondering.
storage provider. Be sure to buy Canadian. It does wrap up one of the greatest sports stories of our time, without question. You don't agree with that?
Whoa.
One of the greatest sports stories of our time.
2 years ago, they were a what football program?
2 years
They've
ago,
always-
they couldn't pay to have a better team.
Sure.
And then they changed the rules, and they have a lot of really rich.
Sure. I've been told they have the
boosters,
alma
yeah.
maters.
They have the biggest living alumni group, which it's like, well, I don't care about the dead one, so you could just say they have the biggest alumni group going right now.
I.e. Mark Cuban showed
Yeah.
up, wrote a check, and
was
won
there.
that team a championship.
Right, but 2 years ago, I think.
Thank you, Dallas Mavericks.
If you went, even a year ago, with how Indiana lost to Notre Dame in the college football playoffs, I don't think anyone outside of Indiana, maybe, and I don't even know if inside Indiana, would have said Indiana is going to go win the national title. Undefeated, 16-0.
Okay.
And really,
But
not be pushed much. Like Miami
Don't you think that
gave
that's
them probably
just bias? That's just because we are biased to the old system, that we believe that, like, well, roll tide, right? Like,
sure, 100%.
Like that we just look at the way the old system was set up, where it was certain teams are allowed to cheat and other teams we actually investigate, right? Like, and now they were just kind of like, actually, here's the rules. You want to pay? Pay.
Right, but I feel like if we're getting to that, it would be a 4 or 5 year cycle to get there for that team, the Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, or some other team. And for this to happen so soon, and it's not like they had to go up against Ohio State, beat them.
Yeah.
They had to go up against Miami in the national championship game, beat them. Had to go up against Oregon twice, beat them.
I
Didn't
don't know the
lose.
exact number, but how many red shirts did they have last year? Right?
I don't know.
How many guys did they have who had transferred in, had to redshirt for a year, and then had been basically
No, this isn't
practicing
a traditional,
with the team,
yeah.
right?
But the fact that it happens so quick here,
Yes.
I think in
It's
5, 10
Leicester
years,
City.
we will be okay.
Yeah.
It's not a big of a thing. But the fact that it happens so quickly, and here it is, and it's undefeated, and it's all of this,
Yeah.
and it's at a place where, I mean, even if it was,
But that red
Hoosiers
shirt,
is
that red shirt
basketball.
transfer,
Yeah.
that red shirt transfer that's the list that I want to see year in, year out.
Right.
Because that's what's going to tell you what's coming the next year, right? That kid who was a 3-star recruit, went to his local state school, blew the doors off in 1 year, and immediately transfers, has to redshirt for a year, and then shows up as this 20-year-old phenom ready to dominate.
I will also, I'm fascinated by the system Indiana set up, though, because in basketball, we saw the one and dones. You know, okay, you only need 1 year. Teams like Kentucky and Duke were like, we're going to bring in the best players. We know they're going to have them for a year, and we're going to try to win a title. And then they're going to go off to the NBA. And here, they went the approach of, let's get experienced guys. They had the oldest team. Like, average age challenges some NFL teams for average age. And it's maturity. It's, okay, you're 23, 24, 25-year-olds going up against 20, 21, 22-year-olds. The physical strength that you grow in those extra years, it's a
big window.
It's closer to men versus boys in this point.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite of one and done to me. And I wonder if any other school will try to go do this, which is, no, let's go find the best older players. We're not trying to be a factory necessarily, send everyone to the NFL like schools like Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State are going to be. We'll send a few, but we're going to build the old, like the best older guys. Try to build a team that's going to last for a couple of years, and we're going to beat you because we're also just bigger and stronger than you because you physically can't even get to our level.
Yeah. Well, it has echoes of a conversation I got to eavesdrop on between, I want to say it was Bob Stauffer and Joe Montford.
Nope. Alfred Payton, I believe.
You think it was Payton?
I'm pretty sure it was Payton.
I feel like it might have, either or.
If I know the conversation.
A defensive lineman. And
I'm pretty sure it was Alfred.
And Bob was, I mean, he's like you. He's a big U fan. Like he's
Bama.
And Bama, like that entire
Bama.
Conference, right? Like, and
SEC,
he legitimately, and I don't think he was crazy in doing this, but was like, he was watching what Bama had been doing. And he basically went to these guys and was like, how do you think you guys would do against them? And these 30-year-old man, either Peyton or Joe Montford, looked at him with derision. I can't believe you would even ask me that insulting of a question. And then gave him the time of day, though. Like, did not just dismiss him. Went basically like, do you know what I would do to a 20-year-old lineman? I would destroy him.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did when I was 21 playing in that system. Right.
Well, and that's a lot of these guys, like, especially if we're going to go.
And so
the
you're
CFL
absolutely
aspect,
right. Like when you're talking about these guys that are extending their eligibility because the junior college doesn't count and all of that. Yeah. A 24-year-old going up against a 19-year-old is not fair. Right. That is,
they found
that is
an
adult
advantage
strength versus children.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for CFL, like you look at how many guys came from big colleges, like, and some came from smaller colleges, but you still got guys that came from bigger colleges. Yeah. But then you also got men, and it's like, I can't remember which team it was, but somebody went. It would have been Georgia at one point this season when they were good, and like, what would the spread be against the Browns or something? Mm-hmm. And I remember people were like, it'd be like Browns minus 40.
Yes.
Like they will. The Browns are bad. The Browns are a joke. But in the National Football League, they are bad, and they are a joke. That if they went up against Indiana, they would destroy Indiana without question.
Yeah.
Like it's just not.
Yeah.
Because men versus boys. It's and I think maybe Indiana found a little thing here that I'm wondering if any other school is going to try to replicate.
Norm Macdonald had a sitcom. It only got 12 episodes before it was canceled. And the premise is that he worked in the post office and he was a retired NHL player. And he had workers bugging him that he's a terrible hockey player. And one of his lines in that show was like, I was a bad player in the NHL. Yeah. I'm still a good hockey player. Yeah. And it's the exact same sort of thing, right? Like,
or Strutty would get ripped. I remember on Twitter, people like, you're just a seventh defenseman. Yeah, in the NHL, he played over 700 games. This guy will go on an ice with you right now and skate circles around you. What are you talking about here?
Oh, who's that former NBA player that literally his entire YouTube channel is just going up against street ballers who think that they can hang with him?
Oh, I don't know this.
Yeah, there's a former NBAer. I want to say he played for the Yankees. Just big, tall, white guy. And he just annihilates people. Guys who just talk trash because he was a bench player in the NBA. And he's just like,
yeah.
Do you know how good you have to be a bench player?
In the
NBA. We did the Heavy Hockey Showdown last year, and Belsey goes on the ice. And it was just like, you watch this guy skate, you watch this guy against everyone else, and you're just like, this guy's different. Yeah. This guy is just above everyone else, and no one could touch him because he's an NHLer, and none of these people are.
Yeah. Listen, I run a lot now. And Canada just had its fastest ever Canadian half marathon time that went sub 1 hour. So, like, if you don't know, for marathon, Kipchoge Calvin Kiptum put down the fastest time, and it was like right at 2 hours. 2 hours over the.
And what's marathon?
Marathon's 42 kilometers. Okay. And so this Canadian just put down a sub 1 hour half marathon time. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, yeah, that is twice as fast as I can run it. That is twice as fast.
I've done a sub-hour 10K.
Yes, exactly right.
That's like my best.
Yeah, so exactly. So you're the exact same.
Yeah,
You're like, yep, that is twice as fast as I can run.
I was tired.
And this is just the fastest Canadian, right? So once again, like he would go up against the world's competition. They'd be like, "Oh, he finished 30th," and they'd be like, "Yeah, in the fastest runners in the world." And so it's the exact same way, right?
Because I want to continue on. I want a couple thoughts on Miami, but there was a marathon video I saw recently where a guy, like when it started, you know, all the main marathon, like the ones that are really going to win, they got off to a nice. One guy just sprinted, just to see and you just watch this video and he's well ahead of them, and then you're on this first line, then eventually you just see him start slowing down, and everyone's catching him because he gave everything to be ahead of those guys. And then
I led. I led
for the time of that race. He led.
Can't take that away from him.
Well, you do get that in the Tour de France, right? Like Tour de France, you do get certain points for like kilometers led and stuff like that. So you will have, because it's a team-based system, you'll have one member of a four-man team just sprint and then gas himself out, basically finish in last place. But he'll pick up points for his team.
Is it Brian Scalabrine?
Yes.
Scalabrine?
Yeah.
That's Mex Bezos had that one there. Can't we have to go look that one up?
Yeah.
Because it's like Pros versus Joes when they used to have that one too.
Yes.
And watch it. And I remember Paul Coffey because the people couldn't even skate.
Well,
and they had to get by Paul Coffey into the offensive zone, and he'd just come up on the boards and lightly push him against the boards, and they couldn't get anything past him. It wasn't fair. They should have picked someone else.
I still remember the episode that I'm pretty sure ended Pros versus Joes, and it was the Claude Lemieux episode. If there is YouTube of it, go and watch it.
What did they have to do with him?
They had to basically beat him off of the face-off. Basically physical, out-physical him for a puck along the boards. And, he brutalized these guys. He did not hold back. He was not Paul Coffey, just hey, let's have some fun. He was Claude Lemieux. I'm going to tear your heart out on these guys who thought that they could take him on. It was skate. You had guys coming off the ice, legitimately injured because Claude Lemieux had brutalized them on the ice. Exactly.
Good.
But I'm sure it was one of those ones where the producers were like, yeah, we can't do this anymore.
How tight are those waivers? How tight are those? Yeah. We might have a couple lawsuits in our hands
I hear
here.
Kevin Lowe used to be the same way when they would do after he'd moved up to management, but they were getting ready for that first Heritage Classic and stuff like that. So they'd have informal skates. And I hear that he'd still
just to go for it.
Kill guys.
Well, he's just so competitive.
Yeah.
Just on Miami quickly. Well, people want
the U.
It hurt. It hurts. That was a tough one because it was there for them. They had the opportunities to go win that football game, and
Isn't that all that you should want, though?
But it sucks that you get to the final and you then couldn't finish it. And I could point to a couple of things that really hurt them. Look, I will say this one: the reffing was not good. Miami should have got called for a lot more pass interferences in that game. Yeah. There was quite a few where they let a lot go, so Miami benefited on that one big time. But, missed field goal. I really hate that kicker.
Clunk.
Yeah. What a sound, too, hey?
The block punts, I don't know what 87 is doing on that play.
Was a killer.
Right there, 10-point swing on special teams.
There was two blockers who blew it on that.
Yeah, but you're on the outside.
He ran untouched past the second one, but that was after getting a tap on the back through the first.
And on top of that, but the punter is rolling to his right. Mm-hmm. If you're one of those blockers going, you have to go to the right. You can't stand there in the middle. I don't know what he's doing on that play.
He did look like he was asleep.
He got paid, maybe?
Maybe Mark Cuban has reimbursed him.
He's got enough. Yeah.
But right there, a 10-point swing, just blew it, and then just too many mistakes. They piled on way too many mistakes they couldn't overcome. Ruben Bain had the offside on the third down.
That's out there right now in sports gambling. I don't think you're crazy and saying.
No, we had Steve Sander on yesterday. We're talking about that.
When you see something that is that blatant, I have no problem with anyone.
When
being
you question,
that's crazy.
There was the face mask on the 3rd and 18 when you're getting the ball back. 2 fourth downs, you just couldn't get a stop. You just need to make one of those stops, maybe. And even on that last drive, Indiana got the ball with 6 minutes to go. You had 3 timeouts. You couldn't get a stop without using those timeouts. You couldn't just get them to punt the football, then you're only down 3.
Yeah, man.
And then the Carson Beck throw it. Like, I don't understand the throw that deep with that much time left on the clock.
It left his hands wrong, man. Like,
well, no, but the receiver said it was on him. The receiver
think
said,
so?
well, no,
Okay.
he said that. He said, I didn't know he was throwing me the ball, and I think he was supposed to play that differently.
okay, he was supposed
But
to
even
curl.
if he hits the receiver in the end zone a touchdown, there's a minute to go in that game. Indiana's getting a football. They're only down 1 point at that point. There's just way too much time on the clock. It was just the poor play call. And even when you watch the replay, like Malachi Toney is there at the first down marker, like open. If Carson Beck's not zeroing in on, I can't remember, is it Marion? I can't remember who the receiver was. He zeroes in on that Toney. They're now at the 40 with a minute 5 to go or something. And they're marching down the field. It was just a bad play call. So like they just too many errors, too many mistakes, and against Indiana,
Those Becker catches on 4th down were
unbelievable.
The first one was great, where you had to kind of go back.
Well,
And,
number 24 got just destroyed all night.
yeah,
He was just getting picked apart on the Hurricanes. So yeah, it was like it's why it's disappointing. Like all you could ask for
well, you
is
played
getting
Indiana
here.
good.
I think we challenged them almost the best.
Yeah,
Like it was there for us to go take
especially
it.
considered the run up for Indiana.
Yes.
yeah.
But it's also one like, and this is because Miami's not exactly, well, they're not Miami of 80s to the early 2000s.
The only team cheating.
Well, yeah, it's not. It's like I don't know
It's
when
weird when we're not the only ones paying our players.
Well, that's what the SEC is thinking right now, because the
Yeah.
Big Ten is the conference.
Yeah.
But I don't know when Miami's going to get back now. Partly because one, it's hard to get back there, and they're going to lose a lot of players. I don't know if their defense is going to be as good. They're probably going to get the Duke quarterback. He's probably better than Carson Beck, but is that O-line going to be better? They're going to lose players on the O-line. And on top of that, like with the playoff system now, it's not about finishing top 2 or 3. It's like you have to go through a playoff run.
Yeah.
And like it's okay, well, Miami needs to go next year and win the ACC and try to get a first round bye so they can afford one less game. But it's going to be hard. So I don't know next time I'll see Miami in the national championship game. And it's just sad that this run that I didn't expect this season, I was bad and I was a great team. I love these players. It just ended just short.
I'll never understand why you love them so much.
They gave me joy for
Yeah, but it's just a random choice. Just randomly choose a different team then.
I'm not changing my team. They've been my I've
Washington
waited-
State.
That's my second team for college football. That's just a soft spot. I'll always have a soft spot for Washington State.
That
But
makes more sense.
if Washington State's taking on Miami, I'm cheering for Miami to win the national title.
Yeah.
That is my. They played in a bowl game in 18 or something, and Washington State beat Miami, and it was very disappointing.
Very
It was
disappointing.
very disappointing to a degree. Well, Miami only has won 3 bowl games since 03.
Yeah.
No, it's just they brought me joy and
Lay down.
They were a fun team to watch. I enjoyed watching
Stay
what
on
I
the mat.
saw.
They're all fun teams to watch. Pick a different team.
I don't
man.
want to. This has been my team for almost 30 years.
You didn't give them $90,000 of your money.
No, that's why I'm a fan of them. Yeah. Had given them $90 million, I'd be more upset. I'd
You
be more
sent a $50 check.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
mail.
I'd be more bitter or
part of
angry
the-
right now if I was a big money person of their. But yeah, it's like no, I'll look forward to next.
It was a hell of a
season.
run.
It was a hell of
Yeah.
a run, and I'm happy that they had that run. It's better than not having the
Yeah.
run. But and it's just it was there. It was there for the team.
I'm just this Bears fan who got to see the perfect year.
Well, it's not perfect.
No, it was perfect. In fact,
They didn't have a Super Bowl.
yeah, I'm glad. Like honestly, like
But you would have said if when they beat the Packers, no, we're not advancing.
exactly. yes.
Actually, just
I would
take.
have just been like, we're good.
Just don't even play the game.
No, exactly.
We're done.
We're good.
We're doing locker
We
room
choose-
day on the win.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why not? Save us the trouble of
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on. We know. Yeah. But if they'd done that, we wouldn't have gotten the throw, right? We wouldn't have seen the most circus football throw in NFL history. Like, that was the
Well, and then
craziest.
it sucks when plays like that
touchdown
get
throw.
negated with a loss, though. You know, and I know you're going to.
but I guess
Mendoza is going to be
But I guess
remembered
this
for
is
his
the
run.
thing.
It's the
They
Elway
won.
like run. Exactly.
If
They-
Miami comes and wins that football game,
Yeah.
we don't remember it
I
as
know
much.
you won't forget
And
it, but
that's the
for a
Caleb
Jet
I
Williams
was going to
fan,
say,
like-
Chicago fan will never forget that
I get
throw.
it, but
It doesn't matter.
it's
Like,
still.
Like and to lose in overtime on a field goal is the most respectful way
Sure.
to lose. Like,
Yeah.
like that is dying on your shield, man.
Yeah.
Like that is doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll ever get back like to to the season they had to have.
The amount of comebacks.
Was it 8?
Yeah.
Fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I'm fascinated to see how they can produce next year. If they can, was that like if you look last year, the Kansas City Chiefs even they won a lot of those close three score games.
Yeah, yeah.
This year they lost a lot of close those ones. They flipped. What are the Bears going to be able to be a team that doesn't get behind?
Do they learn how to turn it on before the fourth quarter? Right, like
because they'll need to do that.
Yeah.
But and now I'm fascinated to see what happens in college. Like how does Indiana respond to this? Can they keep this going with all this money and all that? Or who's going to be the next Indiana in this? Is there
that's Greg Wyshynski said there's hope for Maryland now because he's a Terp. So he's like, it gives me.
They're upset because James Madison's not far from Maryland. They could have.
I know. Yeah.
Could have got Cignetti
that whole
there.
thing. Well, Cignetti, when he was with Elon, they beat like this whole thing cascades with him beating the people that they eventually they'd hire. He'd beat somebody, they'd hire him. He'd beat somebody, they'd hire him, and then he keeps going through that. But it does give hope. And you mentioned the Golden Goal. It is nice now that you can say, hey, why not?
Yes.
So
who's going to be that next school possibly? That is going to be fascinating to watch because the SEC doesn't have the money of the boosters and the alum like the other schools. And that's why the Big Ten is growing is because they have that money.
I find it hilarious.
Or do we see like the Harvards of the world find a way to build themselves up? Yeah. They have all these smart ass people.
Colgate for the Natty.
They're going to build up for because I think they're FCS.
Yeah.
They're going to go and get some money, and then they're going to go to the FBS one year, and they're going to go win it all because Mark Zuckerberg is funding an entire Harvard team.
The school that I'm waiting to see do something big is actually UND in hockey.
But is hockey are people going to put the money in the hockey?
Yeah, the rumor is what's his face is making over $1 million this year at Boston College.
Who?
The Canadian kid,
Kevin McKenna.
Yeah,
he's at Penn State.
At Penn State,
but it was supposed to be. Initially, was 700, but then they said it wasn't high. But the difference is like Miami's run this year brought the school, I think, $30 million with their deal with the ACC. Yeah. They get all the money. Yeah. You're not getting that money from hocky.
Well, except that's where UND is interesting. So their stadium, they have a $250 million hockey arena that was funded. Like their alum has people who own casinos in Vegas. Right. And so at what point do you see them look at what Indiana did and go, well, we can do that? And if the Gavin McKennas of the world are willing to take
You're talking Notre Dame, by the way, too.
Yeah. University. No, not Notre Dame.
North Dakota?
North Dakota. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. North Dakota is.
I see.
It was already the recruiting, like all they would do to recruit kids is fly them in on a private jet and then take them into the center of the ice and basically let them see the stadium.
Yeah.
And you'd have kids be like, yeah, I'll sign. It's 12.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a 12,000 seat stadium to play.
But the thing, like, no one else is no one else is going to care about hockey as much. Like, there's not going to be as many schools caring about hockey. Will. Yeah, but like, Penn State might care. I think Notre Dame has a pretty good hockey program. Michigan has a good hockey program. Boston College obviously has a good hockey program. Minnesota does. They'll care.
Yeah.
But it's not, there's not
country collective
bigger, whereas like if we go into football, I guess almost it's more like, will we see an Indiana for basketball?
Well, I actually think
is there going to be the Butler of the world to just finally find the money? I don't know who'd be a big one that could get the cash to be like, hey, we've been close. Let's go win it.
I think it'll just be the teams that have already been doing it, under the table. It's the Dukes, right? Like when you talk about wealthy alumni, like when you have a medical school attached, a world-class medical school attached to your school. Like, so look at Northwestern, look at Duke, look at all those ones where you've got billionaires on your alumni
the money.
rolls. Yeah.
Well, but that's where I also go Harvard or something. Like basketball could now, but the only problem with Harvard will always have is you have to have they'll care about the academics more than athletics.
They also don't play in conference, do they? Like
Harvard goes they go into March Madness basketball.
Okay, but they don't play the same schedule. Like they don't. Like they're not a.
If you win the Ivy League, no. But if you win the Ivy League, you'll go into the tournaments.
You get an entry. Yes.
So be that Harvard, build a team, dominate your league.
Yeah.
But pay for the best players, then go in the tournament and go run the see if you can run the table.
So part of the reason why you justify this as an athletics program is it is a recruiting tool.
Yeah.
Harvard doesn't need
No, I know.
athletics to recruit people to go.
But I'm wondering if somebody like one of the again Mark Zuckerberg, someone's like, well, what is 1 year shot at this?
Yeah.
I have how many billions of dollars?
It's a plaything, and
Here's $500,000 or $500 million. Go try to fund an athletic department for a couple of years.
I think the truth is about those Ivy League schools is they have endowment funds that are the same in GDP as small nations.
Yeah.
And so money is not an issue for those schools anymore. Like,
But those people don't want to spend it on athletics.
No, but that's what I mean by like the endowment. Like, they don't worry about money. Like, so having a billionaire come in and go and I'll sign the check, they're kind of like, we don't need your money. We've already invested 50% into your company.
Right.
Our endowment already owns you. Right. Like that's
unless they said that person like, I want to win a national. I want to see Harvard win a national title.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't strike me as
no,
the type.
he doesn't. No. But I don't. He's one
like
of the
Mark
richest
Cuban
guys.
strikes you as the type.
he's a fan.
That he wants to walk around and peacock, right?
Yeah.
About his sports team. It's why he bought a basketball team. And then got very liquid by selling that basketball team and letting them ruin it.
But it's a rare breed for those rich people to have that fandom, that they just will invest purely on that.
Right. Well,
To have
listen,
that-
we benefit from one in this town.
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we benefit from a guy who went and made billions of dollars and then came back and said, I want my favorite team.
Yeah.
Well, the thing so it'll be interesting because the NFL ownership is a very tight group. It's not easy to get into. And now you don't buy an NFL team because you love an NFL team.
No, you
buy
wanna
the
be a
team
part of that
because
group.
whatever team's up for sale, you go, I want it. Because I just want to be part of this group, you know? There's no, you know.
But investing in a collegiate could just be.
But now, if you are that guy who can't get into the NFL and you want to win some football, you also be like, I am a fan of my school. Then we know how much the Americans care about their as alumni status. You can now basically become an owner of a college football university.
Well, and actually, the NFL it's not even about the money in the NFL.
No, it's status.
It's about the ability to say no to other billionaires.
They said no to Jeff Bezos.
Yes, that's what
For
I mean.
the Commanders
like
deal.
that once you're in that billionaire weight class, the difference between $2 billion and $50 billion, as far as your life is concerned, there's no difference between the two. But if you can have an NFL team and can sit at the table and say that guy who has 5 times more money than me, he doesn't get to be a part of the club. That's worth more than money
It's
to
all
them
status.
at this point, right?
That's what. Like, I don't know what the Walton family connection is to the Denver Broncos, but it was the Broncos were up for sale, and we just heard these billionaires wanted it. The Commanders were up for sale. All these billionaires wanted it. There's not you don't hear the story of like childhood, been going season ticket holder. They want this.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like, because it's just like, so the next team that will go for sale, let's say Minnesota decides
There
to put up for
is
sale.
no
It's just
bidding
going to
war.
be
You're right.
Oh yeah, it was.
There is no bidding war. There is a negotiation
Yes.
between the person who wants to buy it and the rest of the owners on whether or not you're allowed to join them.
And that's the bidding process is all these billionaire owners line up and go pick me.
And that was the
that
NHL
group
as
sits
well.
there and
Like-
goes, no, yes, let's negotiate.
Yeah, like Jim Balsillie tried to muscle his way into the NHL, and the owners were like, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at it. You're not allowed to come
Yeah,
in.
you pissed us off in how you're going about this. But the NFL is different because it's like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like Elon Musk can't just get a team.
Right.
They would have to agree to the richest man in the world coming in, and there's a part of that
Well,
where
isn't it
they got to say
interesting that
no.
the richest men in the world are like, we don't want him to be a part of our group?
Well, it was Jeff Bezos was the guy.
No, but both of the it's
Musk has
interesting.
never wanted in. Officially, he only said it with Manchester United at one point.
Yeah, but
Remember
it's
that one?
interesting that these groups are kind of like, no, that guy's out of his mind. No, he's not allowed to join. Let him go and do his ketamine, and he'll forget about us soon enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why will some of those billionaires now just go, you want to know something? Because of where college football is going, this is going to a pro level type thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go be the de facto owner of my school for football.
Get it on the ground floor now. Yeah.
I'm just going to pay for it all. Here's my money.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what Cuban has done, right? He knows he won't get into the NFL as an owner. So why not?
Did he ever want to? Did he come up?
on. How
I'm
could
just
he
trying to
not?
remember if he jumped in ever.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he did.
Oh, like officially. Yeah.
Like a team was up for sale, and I feel like at one point we heard Mark Cuban was trying to put a team together to buy it. I can't remember now.
Might have been Buffalo. It seemed like everyone kicked tires on Buffalo.
Yeah, that was there for a while. Maybe it was them.
If only. Honestly,
Mark Cuban bought that team?
if I had a favorite team of whatever, and you told me Mark Cuban was going to be the owner, I'd be happy about it.
Yeah, it's
Mark Cuban- Mark
it's a
Cuban
finance
does-
and fan
Yeah.
divide. He would
Mark
be,
Cuban doesn't show up and hold cities hostage. He shows up and makes franchises better, and then shows up to games
But makes
and
them-
cheers them on.
makes them better and wants them
Yes.
again. It's that fan and finance
Yeah.
comparison and how
Yeah.
he.
I would happily have Mark
Equally of
Cuban
both, yeah.
own my favorite,
Sure.
whatever.
Didn't care enough, though, to keep them and not allow them to get ruined.
Well, money talks, man. Yeah, Trey Comas, right?
Yeah, Trey Thomas. Yeah. It's a great drink.
Give me the German soccer model, 50+1.
50+1.
No one can own it.
Yep.
No one could outright own it. Portions of this hour of the Hangout brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at thehighproductmarketing.com. Reminder today, we've got Lock Shop coming up at 11, Two Guys and a Goalie at noon, EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Oilers also in action, home to the Devils, which means Tommy has the Green and Gold kickoff show, or not the Green and Gold kickoff show, G-Steel Diesel Ulstrom pregame show with Benny. Also have the postgame show getting you set for the game later tonight as the Oilers.
Hockey doesn't deserve Connor McDavid, by the way.
No.
And why does this come up?
That assist that he had on Podkolzin's goal should have led the conversation for at least a day, if not several days in the hockey world, and not a peep about it. Instead, it's Sherwood being traded by the Vancouver Canucks to the San Jose Sharks. This is a miserable fan base that doesn't know how to have fun because Connor McDavid is on a generational tear right now.
He said this on the morning show before.
He should be leading the conversation in the hockey world every day, and they don't mention him. Like it's absolutely when I saw him do that, I was like, I'll never see that again. And I know I won't.
The point streak was getting a little old. I mean, there's only so many days you can mention a 20. It's kind of.
I cannot. Nothing fatigues me more than hockey fan because they are joyless.
Is that hockey fan, or is it just
It's hockey
the
fan.
rest of the hockey world has gotten numb to what Connor has done? That it's just, oh yeah, Connor's doing something amazing. Yeah, we know that. It's Connor.
They are constantly critiquing the present and glorifying the past, right? Like, not until Connor's gone will they look back and go, I think Connor McDavid might have been maybe the best pure athlete this sport has ever seen.
You can only say it, though, in the passing.
I probably should have watched more of his games, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't think we get that from Oiler fans.
Yes, we definitely we get that all the time from Oiler fans
I don't
because they
think so.
spend 90% of the year complaining about a team that has Connor McDavid on it.
Okay, that's fair. That part I'll give you.
Like every time I come in to guest host,
See, this is what
I
I'm
am
talking about.
I'm flabbergasted by the panic
Yeah.
in the room and the lack of just sheer joy at what we get to watch.
You think they'll make the
On a
playoffs,
nightly
though,
basis.
right now, right? Is that. I haven't talked to you in a while, but
Stop it.
it's always a point of conversation when Will's in guest
Stop
hosting.
it. Like every year this happens. Like, yeah, but I don't know. They've got a lot of holes. Who cares?
No, I know, but you can two things at
what-
the same time. You can talk about Connor's game, but you can also talk about the roster.
Yeah, but it's missing the purpose, right?
Not
It's-
joy.
It's going to a Marvel movie and critiquing the romance, right? Like, you're missing the point of what you were there for. Like, what do you want in a hockey game more than entertainment?
Well,
And it's
they-
like, well, I want to win a
wins.
debate with my friend who disagrees with me.
Win.
And it's like,
But they want to win a Stanley Cup.
I hope that Connor McDavid wins a Stanley Cup. He deserves a Stanley Cup. This fan base does not deserve a Stanley Cup.
He hands it to no one.
Like, this fan base, all they've had are the two greatest hockey players of all time, and yet all they can do is continue to complain about this team playing in front of them.
Team.
Oh my goodness. Especially watching the Vancouver Canucks. Like, the audacity of Oiler fans to bemoan anything when an entire province right next to us has had to live with that for longer. Like, the Canucks have been around since the 70s, doing nothing but disappoint their fan base and never give it, aside from a Sedin or two, giving them nothing to really fall in love with.
Yeah, 94.
And then for us to sit around and be like, oh, 2 straight Stanley Cups, it's not good enough. And it's just kind of like, that's exactly good enough. That's exactly good enough. I wish the players had a Stanley Cup. I'm glad you don't have one.
I do remember during like Decade of Darkness stuff, I'd always hear other fans say, "A hockey gods are against us." It's like, no, you got
In what world? Yes, exactly.
the 80s.
In what world are the
You
hockey
had
gods against
Wayne
you?
Gretzky.
Yeah.
You had like, there's a lot of other franchises that have never come close to that. That no matter what, the hockey gods don't. No, you have to go like. There's a lot more suffering that could be done to put you level with everyone else. Yeah. But I don't know if.
Like, think about the lack of panic.
Fully on everything.
Think
that
about the lack of panic in this town right now that Leon Draisaitl is out of the lineup.
So yeah, trade him.
11 goals.
What's the value? It's like you want to you want to win a Stanley Cup, Will.
Oh, yeah.
Open the phones.
There you go.
What pieces is this team missing?
I'm pretty sure you could get whatever you think those pieces would be.
With Leon Draisaitl.
Exactly.
Don't need him.
Yeah.
Don't need him. Trade him.
You're the best. You are out of your mind. I love it.
He's got the no move, no trade, whatever.
Yeah.
Just sit him down. Like, where do you want to go, Leon? We'll get this deal done.
Well, the perfect example is the team that was just in town. St. Louis Blues have a Stanley Cup in the last 4 years. Do they not? 5 years?
I think it was just before COVID.
2020.
19 maybe?
Anyways, they have a Stanley Cup
Yeah.
in the McDavid era.
Sure.
Would you rather be a St. Louis Blues fan or an Oilers fan?
Honestly, I think if we polled Oiler fan, they'd rather have a Stanley Cup if it meant no McDavid.
This is why they don't deserve a Stanley Cup. This
That's
is why
actually a
this
really good
fan
question.
base does not deserve a Stanley Cup.
Maybe I'm misspeaking there, but that's the point of hockey. It's like you're an Oiler fan. You want the Oilers to win a cup. They don't care who wins the cup. You want the Oilers to win the Stanley
I want
Cup.
them to be relevant and entertaining and competitive. That's what I want.
But most people want the cup. That's why you watch sports.
You play
is to win the championship. Like last night, I'm not just sitting there at the end of that game like, great season. That was entertaining year.
Yeah, but
I'm sad. I'm sad.
Oh, man.
Because I wanted
You were
them
relevant.
I wanted them to win a cup.
And entertaining.
And
I wanted
entertaining.
them to win a championship, but also I wanted to celebrate a championship. Like I wanted coked up Michael Irvin to celebrate a championship. I wanted all of us to celebrate
wanted
a
that belt
championship.
off?
Yeah.
But it's
well,
like,
hey, you're
but
a
I
Bills
don't-
fan. Which would you rather have? Your quarterback or one Super Bowl?
I think it's unfair using the Bills model.
In
Yeah.
what way?
Well, they've never won.
They've never won and they've been to those. I mean, a Bills fan takes a Super Bowl. There are different examples I think you could use that.
To me, it's the difference between people who think you need to pursue happiness versus those who are like you need to pursue like lived experience and purpose and contentment and all the other flavors that are out there.
The Oilers have a rich history of winning cups. If say hypothetically they don't get one you could say, well, from a Bills point of view, I would trade in watching Josh Allen in his brilliance to getting finally a Super Bowl that they've craved and they've lost however many in a row, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you could use other organizations as an example. I mean,
The Browns
I just
type
look at
thing.
that
or a
St.
team that's
Louis-
1-1.
I just look
Yeah.
at that St. Louis
Would you want
Blues
another
team
one?
and that team that won the Stanley Cup. Good on you, but not a single name on that roster will Blues fans really care about 10 years from now.
But that's not
Yeah.
like a traditional hockey market necessarily, too.
What are you talking about? Missouri's a great hockey market.
You think they remember Al McInnes?
I would hope so.
I would question that.
I would hope they remember Al McInnes.
I'm not sold on St. Louis fully there.
Okay, well, difference of opinion.
Yeah.
But
I was a huge JJ Redick fan at Duke. I was sad he never won a title with Duke, but if they won the next year, which they didn't after JJ Redick was, I wasn't going to sit there and be like, no, I'd rather have not had this in JJ Redick for another year or something.
Also, by the way, I know I'm probably late to this critique, but watching that St. Louis Blues team, I now know why Zach Hyman's not on Team Canada. Because the GM who put that team together is the GM of Team Canada.
It was a tough draw for them having the Nugent Hopkins. That game seemed like a charity type of game, though. And I know you're talking about the Blues construction, but it was just one of those nights.
Teams,
yeah,
right?
I get it. Yeah. But it just seemed like it felt like it was iced before they dropped the puck.
Yeah, but that looks like a hockey team that was built by a guy who thinks he's smarter than everyone else.
Sure.
And they go out on a nightly basis and prove to everyone that he's not. Right? Like, I'm sorry, but Colton Parayko still plays for that team. They still have a world caliber goaltender who is playing they had a lot of pieces. They were not decimated by injury or retirements.
Yeah.
So why are they so bad? And why is that guy in charge of Team Canada? Like, what did he do to deserve that?
I wonder.
And it's crazy to I love the FU tour that Bouchard and Hyman are on right now. It's chef's kiss every night watching them go out there and embarrass Hockey Canada's staff for leaving them off and not even considering
They're not
them.
getting embarrassed, though, until we see what happens at the Olympics. They go win a gold. They're not embarrassed at all because they won.
Sure, you're right. But this is also a group that now has to have those guys sitting in the wings going, that's a lot of goals. That's a lot of offense that we didn't surround around. If they go and fall short and Connor McDavid is a point a game player, but that's it, how in the world do you not sit there and go, how did you not surround Connor McDavid with people who know how to play with Connor McDavid?
Flip side I'll have that, though, that they have on the other side is if you make way too many changes from the Four Nations and you fall short. If you bring Evan Bouchard, if you bring a Zach Hyman and you fall short, everyone's going to, why'd you make changes? You just won the Four Nations last year.
Yeah.
They were in, to me, a lose-lose. If Canada doesn't win gold, it was always going to be upset. And because we had the Four Nations, it was always then, no matter what they do, we're going to destroy them for making the wrong decisions, because it's either you brought back Four Nations, we're going to rip you for not making changes, or you make changes and we go, why are you making changes? It almost hurt them that they won the Four Nations last year for this Olympics.
Yeah.
Well,
Had they lost to the Americans, they could have done blank slate. Jordan Pennington probably not on that team anymore. Yeah. You're completely going, okay, we've got McDavid, we've got McKinnon, we've got Crosby, we've got Makar. How do we build the rest of this team out?
The Binnington thing to me is wild in that every reason that you have for having Binnington on there is the reason that you should have a Zach Hyman on there or an Evan Bouchard on there.
But as Rip City says, Connor McDavid's on it. You should just be happy. It's not about winning the gold, Will.
You know what? To that point, watching McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini, especially if they're on three separate lines, is going to be the most fun we've probably had as hockey watching fans in a long time.
I enjoy. It's nice to just watch hockey
players,
for hockey.
For a Canadian
those
roster,
three players are the most dynamic players Canada has been able to ice in a generation.
Yeah, win or lose.
I do enjoy Olympic hockey. It's just the best of the best, and it's just a fun. You watch hockey for the best of hockey.
Yeah,
it's just the slog of a season wears down on you, and then to be able to just cut that away and watch meaningful hockey again, it can be very fun.
Yeah.
I'm just also excited about the Olympics because they're just fun.
Because you love corruption.
It's a big year. Olympics, World Cup.
You got World Cup, you got Olympics, and the NCAA. You've got three of the most corrupt things that are all into right now.
I'm super excited about really the high level corruption.
It's one of love the games, hate the organization that runs it.
I gotta say, I know people in this town were bummed that Edmonton was not selected as a site for World Cup. But that thing's gonna be a mess. Like that thing's gonna.
Are you going to join us at the Uzbek match?
Are you in for sure?
90%.
Yeah,
Put me down in pencil.
like the friendly Canada.
Yeah. He's got.
Actually, I want to go.
You come with us.
I've got a couple of extra tickets
Come
That'll
with
be
us.
fantastic.
if you'd like to.
You should come, Will.
In fact, how about Canada's gutsy win in that friendly against was it El Salvador?
Yeah, without not all our.
Yeah.
It was a tier 2 match and stuff.
Like that goal was awesome. That was an awesome redirect.
No, I've got I was only supposed to allowed to buy 8 tickets, but I found a way to get 12.
Did you?
Hey.
Yeah, so we got a
man.
nice crew actually bulding right now.
Yeah.
We got to wait for.
Come on.
We got to wait
boys.
for Luke, but you, Ryan,
We'll start a firm.
Hernan, his girl, his neph,
The Neff.
me, my brother, my dad's coming,
Oh,
my girlfriend's coming. If you want to come,
Please, Will,
only if
please.
there's room. You don't need to make room for me. Only
no,
if
I
there's room.
have a couple spares. Just
I'd hate to
see
hear the
who we
NEF
can
got
get.
bumped in my favor.
No, they're locked in.
Neff can't get bumped. If Neff's not going. I'm
Yesterday,
not going.
certain people got the text from me. They were locked in. They get the first right of refusal on
Oh,
their
man,
ticket.
that'd be a blast.
So they're in.
Yeah, you're in the
They're
lottery.
locked
That'd
in.
be a blast.
Put
So-
Will in the lottery.
I'll put you in. I'll put you
Honestly,
on.
I think that game will be the high point. Because I think this World Cup is going to be an absolute
From a Canadian point of view, or just a tournament? As well?
tournament.
Yeah.
It's
like-
and I've become fortunate over the last couple of weeks that this World Cup, from a ticketing perspective, isn't terrible anymore because I've gotten tickets for $88
Yeah.
because of Voyagers and the whole world complaining about
Yeah,
tickets. And I even got, if Canada gets to the round of 32, the round of 16, I get those tickets for $88. So hopefully they come in first and the round of 32s in Vancouver. Otherwise, I have to make a very big moral decision of whether go watch Canada or go to the United States.
Yeah, just don't.
Well, that's
Bring your papers.
Just don't treat it as a hard decision. It's a pretty easy one.
the question is now, how do I get rid of these tickets?
Well, that's true. That's
the other
difficult
part.
That's
like, because I don't know
know.
if they're because the one through Voyagers is I don't know if they're transferable. So it's like I don't know if I could dump these tickets.
I
So do I just go
listen?
support
I hear you.
And it's also like if they win their group, which is going to be hard, the game's in Vancouver. So I wanted to make sure I've secure those tickets so I
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah.
So it's a very moral. But at one point in this World Cup, like to me, I was all excited about this World Cup ever since it was announced. Like watching, I was hoping to go to see Canada, fly to go see Italy, fly to go see Ukraine if they qualify, all that stuff. And then there came a point where I'm like, it's going to be cheaper just to wait 4 years. And go to Argentina,
Yes.
Paraguay,
I agree, man.
Uruguay,
Yes.
Morocco, Portugal, and Spain
Yeah.
to go watch Canada play in those World Cups.
And more fun.
And better
more
venues.
fun.
Yeah,
and
yes.
just amazing countries to
Yes,
go be in.
exactly.
Then when I told the girlfriend, I'm like, well, I'm just going to go in 2030. She's all cool on it too. She loves
yeah.
her sports too, but it's also like she likes her traveling. So it's
Yes.
like, hey, we could go to Spain and Portugal and Morocco to watch
Yes.
Canada. Yeah, okay, I could jump on board with that.
easy
It's like,
sell.
I might just wait 4 years to dive all in into
Yes.
a World Cup because it'll be cheaper.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
And I that being said, I do think Vancouver is going to be incredible.
It'll be great.
Oh yeah.
Like Vancouver is an incredible city. It's going to be a blast. The location where it is going to be like it will be a moment. And I'm just really happy for this city that we don't have to deal with everything else that's going to be involved. It's going to be a
See,
mess.
but I'm still sad about it. Like, and I know what everything you're saying, and I'm not going to argue anything that you were saying
Yeah.
about had we been a host city. But one of the biggest benefits of that would have been we would have had some clarity on the future Commonwealth Stadium because it would have got we would have renovated it.
Yeah.
And right now, when I sit here and looking at the Edmonton Elks and the future of outdoor concerts in the city and all of that, I sit there and be like, we just keep kicking this can down the road and no one ever wants to bring it up and be like, yeah, we should have this conversation
Well,
now about
forces
what
it.
are we going to do
There
here?
is a list of priorities that a city has. And
Absolutely, but we're getting a fan park thing added to Rogers Place, as if that's what Edmonton needed. We didn't. I don't care what OEG wants to throw out there and say this is going to be such a cool thing. Is it? Because Ice District was supposed to be initially the cool thing.
It's
And now
not.
they're saying, no, we need this and we need all this other, which it's always been the plan was the additional development. But this fan park was never part of that initial development.
yeah.
But now you're telling me this is what we need to spend money on and we're spending money on that. When I sit there and be like, well, actually, maybe we could, like, I want those big, where you have AC/DC, Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses. I want those ones to keep coming.
yeah.
I want the Morgan Whalens, even though I'm not a fan of him, to keep coming for those shows. But I also want the Elks to have a proper venue that is well, people want to go see. That's to me kind of a priority, but it is being kicked down this road. Whereas if we got the World Cup, we would have done the renovations and things in it that were necessary. That we know, okay, we're good with Commonwealth for another 20 years.
Yeah, there's not a lot wrong with Commonwealth, man.
Concourse space, but it's built for 40,000.
It's
when
the
we have the
same
concerts come
concourse
through.
space.
I know, but when we have the AC/DC rolling through town, you're gonna see it. Everyone's gonna talk about how bathrooms are difficult. To move around's difficult. It needs some sort of love given to it in ways.
I think younger people just need to be going. I think a lot of the complaints you have about places like that is because of the clientele that you're attracting.
Well, it's their first time going to Commonwealth, really, and they don't know how to move around. But because of that,
social media, it's exasperated a lot more.
Like
you didn't.
Like
before.
I think you're absolutely right. I think there is an algorithm out there that rewards complaint and amplifies it.
I was there for the Heritage Classic, and that concourse wasn't good enough. It's not capable of handling that many people.
But in what way?
You can't move around. Yeah, I got to the south side. I walked from the southwest side. I wanted to do a full loop. I got to the southeast side,
but I guess and
it was completely jammed.
It's not supposed to be built for you to be able to do laps. It's supposed to be built for you to be able to walk in and go to your seat and then walk out.
And go get, but it's...
I mean, it's why there are
the two north
30 doors around.
But the north side, which connects east to west, and the south side east, it was almost impossible to get through. At the south side was impossible to get through. They said, you have to go back all the way around.
Yeah.
Even though it's okay, but I need to go right over there. That if you had come into one spot, you couldn't get through. You had to do the long way because it's not built for it.
The truth of it is that we are still, and it's been 25 years, we are still trapped in the post 9/11 world. So when I was a young man going to Eskimos games, if you had your ticket on you, you could just leave and go and have a dart. You could go walk around to the other side of the building and enter back in. But since 9/11, you have to go through security. And once you've gone through security, you don't want to have to go back through security. And then security likes to close doors. It used to be wide open. There was a lot of times where you could walk into Commonwealth Stadium for free for the second half of the football game.
That's how I started going to football. Right. It was fourth quarter. My dad would bring me.
Exactly. You could just walk in. And so once again, is the problem the building or is the problem the way that we manage society?
I think it's the buildings, though, because I remember the O2 Grey Cup and the concourse was still packed. It was way too packed as a little kid. And I just remember it was you couldn't move.
Yeah.
Because again, it was designed. But
that's part of what. No, but isn't that part of what you go for?
But it was built for 40-some thousand seats. They added extra to it, and now it's 56,000. But they didn't add to the concourse for that fully. That's the problem, is that there needs to be something there given for the extra 16,000 seats that you have.
This doesn't seem like an unsolvable problem.
It's not.
No,
but it's a problem that needs to be figured out here. How are we going to go about addressing this? One of my solutions for this would be and they do this, I think, at Fenway and stuff, is I would move the gates outside of the stadium, build a perimeter around Commonwealth, have security checkpoints, and then have you free flow. You could move through gates. So if you don't want to walk in the concourse, you could actually walk out of the gate, walk along the stadium, and go to a different gate, which I think would alleviate some of the pressure on the concourse.
You could also tunnel underneath as well.
Yeah, so there's a solution that doesn't actually require that much renovation.
Yeah,
to me, if there's a way for security wise to get that done properly, but we need to have these conversations, get these done, and the World Cup would have given us that. Now it's okay, we haven't gotten the World Cup. When was that announced? 22, I want to say.
I guess
we're now 3 years away. And we still
What's the next thing that's going to force that, though? Is there anything
isn't that the problem though? That
I don't think there is another one.
There won't be any concerts. There won't be any concert or event.
Depending on how these 3 concerts go this year.
Right.
If AC/DC, if Foo Fighters and Guns N' Roses are completely catastrophes, all 3 of them, maybe there's finally hey, let's figure this out.
I think that's the problem, though, is that we keep waiting around for somebody else to solve problems, right?
But I can't solve this problem. I'm not part of the decision-making group.
No, but for example,
unless Chris Norris wants to hire me.
Calgary is delayed by 8 years in their stadium, because their business community built the idea that like we'll host the Olympics and then we'll get a new building out of it. And then rightfully they put it to plebiscite and the citizens of Calgary were like, not a chance.
Not a chance.
That's the most corrupt Why would we want them back in the city? And all of a sudden you had all these people going, well, how do we solve our problems now? And they actually had to solve a problem and not wait for somebody else to do it for them. And so I think that that's probably the truth of it, is that we have to stop waiting around for somebody else to do it.
But you don't want to be the person holding the bag, solving the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's pointing around the room and being like, "Who?
Well, you solve it. No, you solve it.
Well,
like if the Elks honestly think that stadium needs to be upgraded for the Elks, then they need to step up and do it.
I agree. And that's, I wish we heard more from them, but then the city has to get involved.
Yeah.
But if the city's getting it because they own it, there's going to be a complaint about civic money going towards that, although there was no complaining about the fan park money that we just $100 million to keep and stuff so we can get this fan park that I still don't even understand what it's going to be. It's an indoor thing that's not going to host concerts or anything. Like it's something that wasn't needed. But it's going to change downtown.
Yeah.
Then change downtown.
Yeah.
Says the Oilers. The Oilers tell you that.
No.
Unfortunately
I'm
for
all in.
you poor football fans, they still have to figure out what they're doing with the old horse track grounds.
That's being read. That's figured out.
Well, they have an idea.
They've signed on it. No, I think they've signed on that one.
But
I think this past year they actually officially signed on what they're doing with the development of it.
If that Borden Park area starts to revitalize, it will then carry in.
Force that other one.
Yeah.
I also thought the racetrack would be a great spot if you were going to build a new stadium.
What is the planning for that? For people who
It's housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that whole area, I mean, that's something where you can really
area.
dream. Yeah. I mean, that holds a lot of potential.
I feel like, and somebody could correct me, old racetrack, Edmonton. I feel like this year was like finally signed on that, it's moving ahead December. It was announced that it's moving ahead, the development of it. It's a 3,500 multifamily row house units for construction on the old land there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wonder if we like. I know
expected.
Northlands has been disbanded as a community organization. I wonder if something like that needs to be reconsidered.
What do you mean?
Well, so like, isn't it Economic Development Edmonton runs the Expo Center now?
No, Expo Center took over the conference center, I think.
No, but like that's run through Economic Development Edmonton. Like it's not its own.
I'm trying to remember. Now I can't remember.
Anyways, like Expo used to be part of the Northlands group. It's on Northlands grounds. So is the racetrack. So is the hockey. Like that was, and K-Days was a Northlands exhibition that was.
All right. Yeah. So that's Explore Edmonton. I know K-Days does
Explore Edmonton.
Yeah, Explore Edmonton.
Right. And so, but Northlands was a private group. It was not like it worked in conjunction with the city of Edmonton, but it was not a city of Edmonton thing. And I wonder if that is something that we need to re-explore, is this idea of bringing together your business and cultural leaders into their own group and giving them the mandate of, here's Commonwealth Stadium, do something with it.
But the Elks have Commonwealth. Do they not?
Well, I think they
Elks,
lease.
I know, so I think they run majority of.
No, I'm saying the ownership of, right? Like Northlands owned that land, and then because of their charter with the city, then relinquished it back to the land, the city.
Dr. Snowflakes, why not rehost the Commonwealth Games to get a new stadium? There was talk of us bidding for, I want to say it was
because the Commonwealth
2030.
Games are not a thing anymore.
I know, but we were going to bid for the, I think it was the 2030 or was it the 26 Commonwealth Games we were potentially looking at, and we ultimately declined.
Yeah, the Commonwealth Games were a thing when there was something called the Commonwealth.
Timu Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember.
But it could be a way to force the hand. If
There was
a
a potential bid from the province for Calgary, Edmonton, and others to host the 2030. The bid received a potential $4 million in backing from both cities, but on August 3rd, the government of Alberta, so it would have been UCP at the time, withdrew from it, terminating the bid. So we had looked at the 2030, and then we pulled from that one. And they haven't announced the next one.
I appreciate the suggestion, but I don't think the person understands how small the Commonwealth Games have become.
The question:
A better
could you
suggestion.
tell
would
me what
actu-
happened the last Commonwealth Games?
A better
type thing?
suggestion would actually be Pan Am games. Those are actually more significant.
Toronto did that one in 15 or something.
Those are
it's
actually more
how-
significant.
Do you even know where the last Commonwealth Games took place?
Right.
I don't. If you guys had a guess.
Jamaica.
Somewhere in the Commonwealth.
So the next one's going to be in Glasgow this upcoming year.
Lovely.
Birmingham, England. Had the 2022
The
Commonwealth
second
Games.
city.
How did Canada do with this? We finished third in the medal table with 26 golds.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Australia was one. Australia beat England. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like that. I don't know what else would be coming for Edmonton, but
This is my point. Like, stop trying to hope for an event to come along. Like, that is part of the problem with Commonwealth Stadium, is that it was built for an event, the Commonwealth Games. And then we kind
no
of
way. Is that why the name's there?
And then we kind of sat around and went, what's our next event? Instead
Mind
of going,
blown.
how do we build this into, like, I'm sorry, but the area around Commonwealth Stadium has been a hole. It's been an eyesore for this city. And that's in part because of the stadium and a lack of vision for that area.
Which they have these new condo buildings that have been put up across the racetrack on the east side of it.
Oh, no, like slowly but surely.
Like they have great podiums, and there's a great coffee shop. I went into one of them, but it was one like I just picture like imagine if there was like 2 or 3 restaurants there that before a game you could come there, hit a restaurant. After a game, go hit the
problem
restaurant.
is that you need
the other side, you have tailgate. Like they're because apparently Ottawa's
Problem
done
is that
really
you
well in those
need
ways.
to also have people go to that restaurant when there's not a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Like 9 dates a year for football is not enough to sustain a business.
Which then, as much as it pains me, I go to, should we build a 35, 40,000 seat retractable stadium where it would have been on the exhibition grounds so that you can bring more bigger concerts throughout the year, have events throughout the year, have a big basketball tournament in the middle of January because it's covered. Then could you get the CPL back and we have soccer there and it's multi-purpose, would be used a lot more times of the year than an outdoor stadium at Commonwealth Stadium, which would pain me to ever see go away.
Yeah, see, I honestly think the future of soccer in this town professionally is upgrading Footfield. I think that's a far more realistic venue for what you should be aiming for. Like,
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to have professional soccer in Edmonton almost in like the next 20 years.
That is...
I don't think there's an appetite. I don't think there's an appetite for an owner to do it.
Yeah, that's because owners want it to look like the North American model. And that's the problem. Like there is a successful model of professional football and it's in Europe. And it is it is a challenge system. It is a local development system.
This isn't what that is.
Right.
Right. It's the same sport,
so you're
but
right.
it's not.
Like guys who want to make money off of soccer don't see a way to make money off of soccer, which is different than saying, do people want to see high world-class soccer in this town? They're not always going to match up.
It's lacrosse was just the town, same thing. Like I think there'd be a lot of people that would love an NLL team back. But is there owner willing to do it? Is there somebody willing to bring that in? That's going to make money.
I think we learned enough from the NLL that that's not really a league you need to shed tears over.
I don't disagree fully.
Like it's garbage owners. It's a garbage league. Like in MLS is a garbage league filled by garbage owners.
A pyramid scheme, I think, is what you called it at one point.
Well, it is.
It was years ago. There was a Deadspin article that called it the Ponzi scheme. They broke it down and how it just trickles down and it trickles up.
It's Philip Anschultz convincing people to have him build them stadiums for them or run the stadiums they currently have.
But Edmonton was maybe going to get the Whitecaps.
Right. Right. Like, so unfortunately, the North American sports model is the biggest hindrance to a lot of things happening for the better. Right. Like, wow. Who is it? Rob Delaney and
Ryan Reynolds.
Like, they didn't go into a no-name place in Wales and bring them soccer. They went and assisted them bringing back some prestige to the soccer organization that had always existed and will always exist.
And they're doing it with Eva Longoria in Mexico. We don't hear a lot about that team, though.
There you go. Well, we don't speak Spanish.
Well, I think there's a series for that one too.
We
though.
didn't speak.
Because
We didn't speak Welsh either. So.
Yeah, well, that's tough in Spanish.
yes, it is.
I think there's a series because they did one with Ivan Longoria in the Mexican League.
What's the club? Is it like a rich
forgot.
historic like Wrexham? Or
I forgot. Although I saw Anthony Martial.
it's not like Wrexham too is not just existing. Like they had a good like they did their homework and they picked a good spot to do
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. They picked a fan base that was waiting for
Yeah, a mining community, a stadium that could get like all of that stuff it was a smart choice.
Yeah. But it's also because in the relegation system, there's always something to play for.
I know.
Yeah.
In Germany, they do the game where it's a one-off, and you play to either stay up and the loser goes down, or you play to get up, or you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, honestly, how much better would hockey be in Vancouver right now if you had to avoid relegation?
oh, it'd be delicious. You're watching at the top of the table and at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. And vice versa. How much better is hockey in a market like Vancouver if they did get relegated and they spent the next 2 years trying to gain entry back in, to win their way back in?
Yeah.
Well, it's
That would be a reason to show up.
Well, and for ownership, though, would be like the fans will walk away. They won't support the AHL team at the same level. And it's like that's the consequences of not getting this. So make sure you get it right at the top.
Yeah.
There's no long rebuilds you can do.
Here's the good news. You don't have to pay for it to be an NHL team if you get relegated.
Nikesa.
Okay.
They have 3 stars on their logo.
That's why I hope West Ham get relegated this year because they play out of the Olympic Stadium in London.
Yeah.
And them playing in the championship with that stadium would be just be delicious to me.
Exactly.
I'd love to see it.
Well, Everton was so close a couple of years ago to relegation.
But it's also
So
why
was Manchester United last year. Oh yeah, West Ham's right there. They're right in that relegation spot.
But this is a dogfight for them right now. Like this is everything.
Well, Wolves are done.
Wolves are done.
Burnley's at 14. West Ham's at 17.
Then there's a bit of a gap.
Nottingham's at 22. So it's not a major gap.
No.
And then it's 25 Leeds, Bournemouth, Tottenham at 25, 27, 27. I think those ones are safe. It's can West Ham catch Nottingham?
Like I've watched March hockey in this town be the most soul-crushing hockey to ever watch, where you have fans be upset when your home team scores because you all of a sudden drop your odds for that year's draft.
Oh yeah. No,
Like
it's
the amount of off-season talk we had in this town the year that they didn't get lucky enough to draft
The New York
Patrick
Jets winning their
Kane
final game.
because they won one more game than they should have.
Yeah.
Is so anti what sports is supposed to be about. Whereas, man, if you sat there on pins and needles wondering if your team, like those last 3 games, they needed to win 2 of them to maintain their standing or be relegated. And then it's kind of better. It's better sport.
kind of trying to win to get into just get a wild card spot.
Yes.
You're not even thinking about going on a cup. You could, but just to get into the playoff mix with the money and the finance involved, that's the same as
Oh, and even for the
relegated
players, like that, the ones that have contracts for the next year, like, do you want to play in the NHL? Do you want to play in the American Hockey
Right,
League?
exactly. Yeah. Although that a lot of those contracts would, like, as you have in the Premier League, they become voided if you get.
There's some that would be voided, but there's also some that your contract, the value of how much you're going to get paid changes.
Right.
There's all sorts of different languages in that.
Yeah.
So it would be.
It's also like, as you see in the EPL, it's also a way for your franchise to earn money. Because you can have
when you come up.
Well, so you've developed your player in your system, but you get relegated. And that player's contract you now get to rent out to the upper tier teams. However, he's still under your contract.
The loans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that year that you're playing in the American hockey, let's say it's in hockey, you get relegated to the AHL. And for a year, you loan out Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to the Vancouver Canucks. And you're still trying to continue to develop yourself. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets his contract paid for, plus you get $3 million back to your team that you hopefully then reinvest in the development of your program.
Yeah.
I just think it's a better system. It is. It's just a better system.
It would never fly here.
No.
People couldn't handle it.
See, I disagree.
No.
Like
People can't handle an NBA Cup right now.
Listen, like hockey.
Even though it's not done properly.
How about baseball?
What was the most important website in all of hockey? It was Hockey DB. And it's because the fan base likes the granular.
Nah, it's cap friendly and Puckpedia and those
and that,
number ones.
Exactly. Like
that'd be the number one to me.
Come on, Hockey Fan would be all over it. And we would be all over talking about who they should loan out and how much it should be for. And we would love it.
The idea that you get relegated as opposed to being rewarded with the number 1 overall pick goes against everything Hockey Fan knows and loves.
Yeah, but
they couldn't handle it. They want socialism in their sports.
Yeah, no.
They don't want capitalism. They want socialism in their sports.
No, the American teams do because they benefit.
I think the Canadian teams do too.
But they wouldn't. Like, because the Canadian teams would be like, wait a minute. So that kid who we saw play in our arenas growing up, he's our property now because we developed him. Like he doesn't just have to go to the worst team. Like that worst team actually has to invest in their local hockey system. Like that, it's a better system and it would be way better for Canadian teams.
Not disagreeing with you on that. I'm saying the average hockey fan thinks that is the stupidest system in the world. How dare you try to change this?
I know.
No, I'm not. They do not. They're a National Hockey League team. They're not American Hockey League team. I will never cheer for an NHL team.
Tampa Bay.
I'm the worst. I should get the number 1 overall pick.
We watch a Tampa Bay and a Miami basically use Canadian kids to go and win championships in their states and then talk about how they're hockey towns. And no, I don't think it would take long for Canadian Hockey Fan to realize just how much we have been subsidizing this professional sport with our mums and dads driving these kids to a rink.
Need a league, though.
Every
Need
Saturday
to populate
morning.
the league.
Right.
It's good for the game. You need them.
If the NHL tomorrow announced we're going with the American Hockey League, a promotion relegation system, people would be fuming.
And imagine an in-season tournament as well.
I'm all for
where
that.
you had like a
Champions League playing European teams.
Where you had a geographic cup as well, right? Like, that'd be so good.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Where all of a sudden, like you had a Western Canada Selects Cup where you were playing again, because you would have an American Hockey League in Saskatoon.
And you get a trophy.
You would have an American Hockey League team in Regina. You would have an American Hockey League team in Red Deer.
Yeah. And you could do a true in-season tournament where it's an FA Cup,
yes.
American Hockey League with the NHL all into one.
Him and I
right.
we're all for this. We've talked about this
on this.
multiple beers before.
Like
but
this is a better system.
No, but it's all for one cup.
But in North America, we want parity. We want everyone to have an equal chance
one
at winning
singular
it.
cup.
How dare Florida and Tampa Bay have an advantage with taxes?
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. We need to put rules in place to level the playing field. We need to make sure that $1 spent in Florida is the same $1 spent in Edmonton. In an NHL ecosystem, not in a global market ecosystem.
I see what you're saying.
We want socialism in our sports in North America. And I don't say we, including me in that one, because like Eric, I'm all for the other model.
Have you seen baseball?
Oh, man. How good would that FA Cup model be?
In which league? Which one? Because they'd all be great. But imagine it like...
Especially if you were a Red Deer kid and you remembered that year that they beat Calgary.
Yes. No, I'm fully on board.
You'd have to get rid of your farm systems to a degree, and all those things would have to go away. So the whole structure that we've built would have to ultimately.
We would have to watch around as the Zaputo family paid off the refs and screwed over our team.
I'll never forget watching that with you.
But you guys watched that one together?
Big Milk Money. We were at some event. I can't remember.
We were bowling.
Bowling, yeah.
We were
bowling.
Sportsnet.
Yeah.
We were bowling. We were watching
screwed
the biggest hose job that we've ever seen.
All of a sudden, the referee's like, tweet 12 extra minutes or whatever it was. It was ridiculous.
They're all getting showered in milk. Like it was, and it was so obvious.
It was.
They weren't even trying to hide it at that point.
Job.
Oh God. But when the Whitecaps came to town,
have that memory.
When the Whitecaps came to town, and it was Voyagers Cup, was it?
Yeah.
And I remember standing there.
What we're talking about is in Canada, we have had this within our professional soccer
we still
leagues.
do. We still have the Canada Cup. It's still going. That league is still going. The Vancouver FC just had a run, and they lost to the Whitecaps in the final, but they get the qualification because the Whitecaps won the other spot.
Anyways, there was a game where Edmonton FC took on Montreal Impact, and were leading at time. and the referees added on extra time to make sure that Montreal.
Adam in the nasty chat.
Big milkman.
2016 trauma alert. 12 minutes was the added time.
Yeah.
7 minutes from heaven.
Yes. Yeah, we were sitting there, and all of a sudden we're like, 12 minutes? In what world? Like,
but the Whitecaps played here in that Voyageurs
Yes.
Cup. And I remember when they came, and everybody was up for it.
Yes.
Because, the big boys are in town here.
Yeah.
And we had a penalty. I think it ended. Did it end? Because it was a two-legged affair, and it ended
always
1-1.
wasn't it?
1-1 here,
Yeah.
and then we went
Was
to
that
Vancouver.
the one that went to Commonwealth? Because I remember there was a game that we like, as a big team was coming, instead of playing Clark, FC was like, we're going to go to Commonwealth.
It was Clark. Because I remember I was in the supporters section. We had a pen, and we scored, and it was 1-1, and it was madness. And then they went to Vancouver and lost the second leg or whatever. But I mean, that to your point, being the minnow or perceived as when you're getting the big fish in town,
it's so good.
Nothing's better.
Yes.
And to take them, knock them down, and even going to Montreal, like I know how that ended, but man, you were just like you were so close to being like.
And everyone in Montreal knows what we did. Everyone in Montreal knows what Edmonton did that night.
Joey Saputo knows.
Yep.
He still wakes up in a cold sweat about it. I bet.
The closest league getting to a true FA Cup model will be the NBA in a sense, because they are adding NBA Europe, where they're getting big money to have teams over there, and it's not part of the NBA; it's its own league.
Yeah.
You could do, in theory, an FA Cup where you do G League, NBA Europe all in one.
Yeah, but we were just talking about this. The problem with North American sports in Canada, it's the junior system. For hockey, and in the States, it's NCAA.
Well, the United States Soccer has the because they use the the USL.
There's the USL.
All those teams have that cup that they all play in. So you have that chance of Sacramento taking on.
But you could do where like the G League plays a little bit, and then they're playing European, and then you add the NBA teams, and the NBA team has to go to a G League team and play a game in February.
But Champions League, you finish top 5 in the NHL overall, and then you get to play.
Imagine if you just
be great.
decoupled professional sport development from educational or junior institutions and just made it what it actually is, which is professional sport. And all of a sudden,
you're a 15-year Oiler by the age of 20.
Yes.
Or whatever. Or
exactly.
Do the math.
Yeah. And like in Scotland, for example, you're playing on a men's team by the time you're 16. Now it's a Div 3, Div 5, whatever, but it is a professional team. And they are investing in your development. And instead, what we have is an amateur system where you're playing by like purely age-based all the way until 20, but yet they're making money off of you by the time you're 15, right? Like they are charging tickets for people to come in at that point. So like UNC, for example, like I would love to see basketball just open it up. We don't have college teams anymore. We have a developmental system, and we're going to go to an FA Cup type of model. You would have UNC being a major market.
Mm-hmm. Give me the ECHL, AHL, NHL in a big tournament.
It would be better for sport.
And the fact that the Oilers would have to go to, I don't know, like a Hershey.
Yes.
To play a game.
Oh, how good would that be?
Like, but again, people would think that sounds stupid, Will.
Hartford,
like that's in their mind. That is the
Hartford
why would we
be back in the NHL?
Why would we want to see the Oilers play Hershey in a game?
Quebec City would be in the NHL. Like
I'm all for all this, but to degree I was born in the wrong continent. The official drink.
Florida Panthers would not be in the NHL.
Oh, they would have been in the American Hockey League long ago.
Right.
The official drink of the EST Hangout is Dylan's Small Batch Distilleries, refreshing cocktails made by the #1 canned cocktail brand, made the right way, crafted in Canada. They have all sorts of the pour and garnish, which is the already pre-canned cocktails, as well as the gin cocktails made with their gin. So check them out at Dylan's Small Batch Distilleries at your local liquor store. Matt Iwanyk, Wil Fraser, and Lieutenant Eric with you here on the Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts, more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition.
What's really crazy is we're seeing the opposite happening in North America right now, because we have seen the rise of the travel team in children's youth sport.
Oh, massively.
And so instead of developing local geographic like hotspots for whatever that sport is, you now have a travel team from Dallas that gets on a plane and flies to Chicago every weekend so that their 10-year-olds can play competitive hockey. That's wrong.
Yep.
Like, that's just wrong, but that's the truth of it. You have travel soccer teams all over the place. You have travel basketball teams all over the place. The one sport that seems to be resistant to it is football, but that's only a matter of time, right? We've seen it in hockey. We definitely see it in baseball and have for a while now. Basketball is just really starting to begin. It's unfortunately, I don't think it's sustainable in North America. At some point, it becomes too expensive.
Well, I know that's one criticism the U.S. has about their soccer development is that there's been a lot put into it, and people are going, "Why is soccer still not? Why are we not better?"
Yeah,
but as Americans, like for them, why are we not better? And part of it is because of all these things.
Because we figured out how to make money off of you.
Soccer is now, it is a very expensive sport to play down south because of everything.
And
as opposed
up here,
to
man.
Soccer is supposed to be actually quite accessible. That's why it's one of the biggest sport on the planet. One of the main reasons is that, you just need a soccer ball. You don't need anything else. You don't even need a full net. You could take other things to make a net. You need a soccer ball.
And some of the best players have been from the streets.
Absolutely. They play on in parking lots. You don't even need grass necessarily. But America has made it a money thing. That they're not developing the players, and they're going, well, we're wasting an opportunity to become a soccer powerhouse. Because America could be a powerhouse in every single sport because of the amount of people that they have.
Right.
They and the money that they have and everything. They could just be good and dominate everything, but they're getting in their own ways with things like.
Well, they're too busy trying to make money.
And a few chirps coming from World Juniors as well. With how you knew people playing. I knew guys play. You couldn't get a sniff because you didn't have the money. You could be a good player. You fall through the cracks. Boom, you're gone. And then you just take whoever has the money to.
Well, that's the thing. Like when people look at when they look at Team Canada at World Juniors and are like, how come we're not dominating? It's really easy. It's because it costs $20,000 to get per year to get your kid to that level.
Hockey's getting closer to being golf tennis. Where if your
What do you
family
mean
has
closer?
money,
It's
right.
absolutely is.
Sure.
If you meet a kid who is going to get drafted in the NHL, 9 out of 10 times his dad is a doctor, lawyer, dentist, something.
And that needs to be somehow correct. Like, or unless that's what hockey wants it to be.
Just
you
let it
want to
die,
be the
man.
country club type thing. There was Dr. Snowflake says, the Dr. Snowflakes, private equity companies are buying up a bunch of hockey arenas in the U.S. Apparently, it's a big problem. Jay Milne also did add that there's one of several examples, but there is now the EE Selects who are traveling to Monterrey, Mexico. So the Elks have a traveling team now that they're operating, but it's starting here in football, and it's going that way. But it's money. There's a way to make money. People see dollar signs and they go about, how do I make more money off of this?
Yeah. Not only it's not just about how do I make money, but how can I use money to give my kid an unfair advantage? Like that's a real big part of it. And is that you have moms and dads who have mid-range talent kids, and they want to know what they can do to put them over the top. And you have enough coaches and organizations out there that are like, you strike a check. It's that simple. You want your kid to get preferential playing time, preferential assignment as far as the team and teammates that he gets, write the check.
Steve Sander, he's brought it up on the Hangout in the past. He's brought up how the French model, like in soccer, how they do things, and there's a tax on the pro clubs. And that money goes to the government, and then they take all that money and it goes and it funds the minor soccer system. Like that. So imagine if in Alberta we tax the Oilers and the Flames, and that basically funds Hockey Alberta. We're funding the entire province's hockey development. We're moving away from volunteers who are running the teams and coaching. We're hiring coaches to coach these teams.
And I think that's
so that
just,
there's no like, oh, well, my kid's got to play here. There's none of that. I'm the coach. I'm paid for this. And it all comes from our pro teams.
I am game for anything that is actually looking to make it better and more accessible. I still think the easiest solution is abolish the draft. Just make it so that teams have to develop the talent
full property and from day one.
But that's going to create an inequality, Will, because Toronto's got more players and they're better and they're going to be better.
Absolutely.
And we can't have parity in this league.
So I'm not saying the old model. I'm not saying the old model of geographic rights. I am saying pay for your scouts.
Yeah, but they have more money in Toronto.
And have them-
and they'll pay for more. So that we can't have that.
That's fine.
We can't. Because Tampa and Florida have to have the tax advantage.
That's fine.
Can't have that, Will.
There's still only 21 roster spots.
Doesn't matter.
Right? Like,
Can't have it. It's unacceptable.
I like this.
It's just absolutely.
I like this. Actually, what would happen in Toronto is you'd actually have 5 teams in Toronto. That's what would happen in Toronto.
If you went the European type model, Edmonton could have 2 NHL teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure,
Yeah.
and it'd be like north of the river, you're cheering for the Oilers.
Yeah.
South of the river, you have your own team. And that's kind of what you're locked in with.
The problem isn't the size of Toronto. The problem is that Toronto gets away with having only 1 professional hockey team when the city of New York has 3 and the state has 4.
I've said this one for years. If the NHL wanted to expand into Canada another team, the
It's
smartest
Toronto.
move is Toronto.
Yeah, Markham,
the
Ontario is
smartest
just waiting
move
there.
is to put another team in the city of Toronto. And as much as we'd hate that across the country, because now we just have another Toronto team to hear about, from a business perspective, makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So I need to get to Over Under for Play Alberta. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca. Proud presenting sponsors of Edmonton Sports Talk. Oilers, Devils tonight, -175. The Oilers on the money line. Over under 6.5. Connor McDavid, 2.5 points tonight. Over under.
No Draisaitl, I'll put it at over.
No Draisaitl, he's gonna shine.
No.
I know what you're getting at, but it's like Leon's not going to steal the puck away from him.
I would say
Leon's
that-
holding back Connor McDavid is what Will just said.
I would say the opposite if it was McDavid out and Draisaitl was only
He'll
out.
step
Both
up.
those guys seem like they elevate their game when they have to because the other guy isn't there. So, yeah, I'll say over.
I'll go over. I'll never go under McDavid. Jake Allen, though, starting. Pretty good numbers against the Oilers.
Who Greg
Past
Wyshynski said
3
is
or 4
playing better
starts.
than Jacob Markstrom this
Yeah.
year. I heard that on the world famous Nielsen
I'm
show
playing
this
better
morning.
than Jacob Markstrom this year.
Oh, that's what you think, hey? Just because he's a bad goalie, he's a bad goalie in the NHL.
I'm just happy that he's finally being unmasked for the terrible goaltender that he is. Ever since the World Juniors, I've been like, I don't see it. The guy can't move side to side. He just can't. And he had a kind of a bright spot in Vancouver. Sean, he was pretty good in Calgary.
It was
for a
up and down
while.
years. It was good, bad, good, bad. Like it was.
Yeah. And then
you didn't know which
Oilers
one you're going to get every year.
embarrassed him in a playoff series, and he really hasn't been the same since.
Broke him.
Oh wow. We already had one Champions League game final. Club Bruges won 4-1 today.
Yeah.
6
in
minutes. Man
Bruges.
City.
Tottenham Dortmund will be interesting today, too.
We got Inter Arsenal today.
Yeah.
Spurs Dortmund. That's gonna be it's gonna be fun.
Thomas
Real
Frank
Madrid,
is on the
Monaco.
ropes.
Real Madrid Monaco. Are the players gonna get booed again at home and then cry about the fact they're getting booed? We got a couple comments for thanks for the soccer today and stuff. Bonnie doing Ron or Rob? Sorry, my app just closed on me. I want to make sure I get that one correct. Bonnie doing Rod. Yeah, he said great back-to-back EST Hangouts with a lot of footy talk. Well done, Matt, Lieutenant Eric, and Will. So thank you for that.
Hey,
having
thank
the
you.
Soccer
Thank
Show
you
up
for
for Team
inviting us.
Canada versus Uzbekistan.
Yeah, Uzbekistan. Tickets officially general public's on Friday. Pre-sales. If you're Canada Red,
Yeah, man,
it's
let's-
staggered here.
Let's pack that stadium.
It's the send-off to the
Yes.
tournament.
Pricing's a
really.
little high. I will say that.
Is it?
Yeah, I have the.
That's why you get on the Iwanyk deal here.
Yeah, well, the Voyagers, it was the greatest thing because I got the pricing for this. Let me pull it up here quickly. We got a couple minutes. Where's my gallery?
How do you join the Voyagers, by the way?
You go to their website, you sign up. It's $20-some.
And you get a nice pack,
For a
don't
year.
you? You get a
I should do that.
You get a patch, and there's a couple of stickers that you get. So it works. And I got it a couple years ago for this World Cup,
Yeah.
but I'll just keep it. What I have is there's category 1 tickets are $175 regular price.
Okay.
Category 2 is $125. Category 3 is $95. Category 4 is $75, and category 5 is $50. So you can get it. The cheapest is $50.
building.
The Voyagers section is a category 3, which is $95, but our tickets are $53.70 with tax, all included.
So that pays for your Voyager membership
Oh,
Well,
by
I've
itself.
got a World Cup ticket for $88 because I have this membership for $20-some last year.
man,
I
there's not a better deal
I got a
going.
bunch of 12 tickets for
You should explain what the
$53.70 or something.
Voyagers are.
The Voyagers are the supporters club. Every soccer team in the world, basically, whether it's club or national, has a supporters group where they travel.
An
and
official supporters
their
group.
Official supporters group.
Like a fan club.
That the league or the club or country usually recognizes as the thing, and they work in conjunction with them, but it's run separately. Like there's board of directors, there's all of that stuff. And they usually get sections where they get to put tickets up for cheaper, because the goal is you go to the Voyager section, you're standing, you're cheering, you're making a lot of noise.
It's the place to be.
It's the place to be.
We need you on the board.
So
I think that's the next. Right?
Well, actually, I've been thinking I need a message like, how do I volunteer?
Yeah.
How can I help this going?
Yeah.
If you're in sections N or P, you'll be right next to us in the Voyagers of section O at Commonwealth Stadium. But yeah, it's just they have a website. I think it's $25 or something for an annual membership. You sign up, and then whenever there's a Canada match outside the World Cup, it was a little different. They have tickets. First come, first serve, but there's a code. We can go in, you get ticket pricing. This is like when Canada goes to Toronto in March, you get tickets. But if Canada has a friendly in the US, we have our section for the Voyagers.
They also have the watch parties, right?
So
Nationwide.
Watch
during,
parties in Uzbekistan, how many places will we drop in the world rankings then?
Oh,
We played a that was a non-friendly. Yeah.
I'll never understand how they evaluate.
Don't try to. Belgium was number 1 in the world for so many years, and they were far from number 1.
Right.
Not that like they shouldn't have been a top 10.
Yeah.
They were not number 1.
I just don't like. So, by the way, so Canada dropped in the latest world rankings,
two spots, I think.
and it was just one of those ones where you're like, for what?
And it's not even an official window.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, it's FIFA though. It's FIFA.
Yeah.
You should have seen how the AFCON ended, where no one wanted to hand the cup because Morocco couldn't get it done.
All
AFCON's wild,
all
man.
Canada has done over the last 3 years is be the best team in CONCACAF.
Okay, before I ate in it, what is the champion legend icon donors presale? Only one on for the Uzbekistan Canada. There's different presales. Canada Red members, there's different levels of Canada Red, and those presales are happening throughout the week. You get a code. There is an Elks season ticket holder presale happening this week. There's a Visa presale happening this week. So if you're connected with any of those, you'll get your presale codes throughout the time. Like I'm also a Canada Red member. I think my presale's tomorrow for that one because I didn't know if the Voyagers were going to be in or not, but we were. So there's different levels, but the full general public will be on Friday. And I don't think you have to worry. Like this isn't selling out through pre-sale. I'll tell you that right now. So Friday, if you want to go get your tickets, and it's going to be fun, June 1st. Well, hopefully you'll join us too.
The weather's going to be perfect. Like think about how good that stadium's going to look.
It's going to be amazing.
Come with us.
I want to.
If you want, it's yours. If you're in,
don't
June
tease
1st.
me like that.
It's yours, straight up. You just have to be in.
Do we have to
Pissed
check
up
with
in the
Neff?
pub.
No, he's in.
No,
he's in.
No, but
Will,
does he have to sign off on me?
No,
too?
no, I'm more than Will, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Eric, thank you for 5 straight hours of radio. Really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. A little late to break. We've got Lock Shop. We've got 2 guys. EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show, GCL, Diesel, Olstrom, pre and post game shows. All to come on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports presented by Playa Alberta on behalf of Eric, Will, I'm Matt. Again, thanks for tuning in. Lock Shop, a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go. Right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today.